PropertyLimBrothers is here today at the River Valley area, here to see Valley Park, one of the more prominent developments over here in the River Valley area.
Robin stealing stares from the whole room. We're far apart, let's bring it together.
We are viewing a 2-bedroom that has already been converted to a 3-bedroom, move-in condition, very well renovated, sized at 1109 square feet, priced at $2.7 million, just at the PSF mark of 2,400, which is a very good entry point right here, right now. So come and check it out with us. Let's go. Woo! Stop saying I think. I don't think. I know. Welcome into this unit at Valley Park. Valley Park TOP back in 1997, belongs one of the older developments here at River Valley. 999 year in the tenure, which is as good as a freehold condominium. This particular Valley Park, I think a lot of people are very familiar with it. Once you drive by River Valley Road all the way down to Valley Point, you'll see this very beautiful entrance towards Valley Park condominium. Made out of 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedders, 5 different blocks with different configurations and different facings. We're currently standing in a 1109 square feet 2-bedroom. Just to give you a little bit of context, 2 bedrooms over here, they start from 1109 and go up as high as 1,300 plus square feet. And for 2-bed plus study, they're starting from 1,300 plus square feet all the way up to 1,400 plus square feet. 1109 is very comfortable and something that you don't get to find in 2-bedroom in the newer condominiums nowadays already. If I were just to bring up the floor plan, originally this actually used to be the kitchen and the yard area, and then this used to just be a plain empty wall. They've really converted it into changing out the kitchen for an extra bedroom study, and then after that they've used the yard space as the wet kitchen right now. To do that, they've actually created a very efficient kitchen layout where I think the kitchen size is good enough for day-to-day cooking, created the extra helper space, so they have the flexibility of having a helper. Comparatively, I think if you look at the different 2-bedrooms, you have similar layouts in terms of your living and dining space through your bedrooms as well. Main difference coming from the kitchen as well as the entrance area. The other thing that we want to mention for this particular unit is that you have no balcony space. Depending on the level that you are, some of the levels they do have balcony space or even private enclosed space. And then if I were just to flip you over and then show you the view, you're looking towards a very nice greenery and water view. It's quite unblocked all the way up to the HDB blocks across the road. I think the good part is that you're going to be able to see quite a good vantage point, because even though we're just on the 2nd floor, you'll feel like it's a bit higher because the level 1 is more elevated compared to the conventional blocks. So for this particular one, I think level 2 is almost like level 2.5 or level 3 already. Before we move on to show you the rest of the house, we want to touch a little bit more on the location. We're located nearer towards the Tanglin area of River Valley Road. You have access to 2 very good malls, Valley Point as well as Great World City. Great World City recently went through a revamp. I think a lot of food options, a lot of amenities right over there. 3-minute walk from here to Great World City MRT, which is the new MRT line from Thomson-East Coast Line that just came up over a year ago. Driving down River Valley Road all the way down to Clarke Quay, and then you can hit CBD from there already. And if you drive the other way, you'll get to Tiong Bahru Market. And for parents, not forgetting, you are within 1 km to 3 good schools: Zhangde Primary, Alexandra Primary, and of course the most sought after River Valley Primary in this area. One more thing about the location, which has nothing to do with the convenience, but rather the rejuvenation of the entire River Valley space, is influx of 99-year developments that are coming up within the River Valley enclave. The first 99-year development that came up back in 2021 that performed very well is Irwell Hill Residences. And in the recent times, at the point of filming, 3 new developments are coming up: River Green and Promenade Peak, which have already been sold and proven garnered some sort of attention. And then you have one more coming up, which is Zion Grand. A little bit more on the site plan for Valley Park, because it's such a huge plot of land. The way that the blocks are spread out is in a very comfortable fashion, where all 5 blocks are sort of very nicely distanced away from each other. You have 473, which is just right at the entrance nearer towards River Valley Road. Then you have 475 and 477, which are towards the right-hand side of the entire development. 473, 475, you're facing towards RV residences as well as Valley Point. But if you want a more private facing, then facing towards the internal section will probably be a bit better. For 477, your facing is towards Kellogg Road. If you're looking towards Melrose Park as well as the open road over there. So I think you do have some unblocked views. So 483, if you want to have the river facing one, you do stand a chance to get a river facing unit from there. Just because 483 is the biggest block over here, it's almost like consolidated of 2 blocks. And this 479 stack also faces towards the river facing, which is also the premium facing over here. So if you want that point block as well as river facing, then this particular block over here may be your only option.
Like you made it.
Now I just want to show you towards the dining area. Nowadays, how do you find such a comfortable dining area? 6-seater with plenty of space walking around. I even can run laps around. You get a dry pantry area over here already. So of course, this is added on by the owners when they first moved in. All this is ready for you to take over because they've been very, very well maintained. Backsplash and countertop is by your Compact Plus. And then if you come here towards the entrance side, you also have some shoe cabinets as well as DB box. They have like a helmet over here for your daily needs. So if you have like some fragrance, just like then like you're ready to go. Extra storage space for, I think if you want to put like those trinket stuff, that'd be good enough.
Come home, said you live for the better. I know, but I just can't let you go, let you go, let you go.
This is the extra room that the owners have already crafted out. So already concealed by your hidden door. They've already put this as like a sort of study room, but if you want to convert this back into a bedroom, I think that's doable. 2 study tables, side desk, his and hers workstation, working here together with your spouse. You have also your window panels over here, so ventilation is fine, and aircon unit has already been included. And then we flip over to the other side over here. This would be then the kitchen.
Far behind, far behind.
This belonging to the yard area originally, they've already converted it to like a full wet kitchen. Burner stove right here, as well as your oven and then your washer. And they even have the Stygian rack on top with the very detailed planning of having another storeroom over here for their storage needs as well. So I think all this from the conversion of the kitchen and yard to make it a more functional space to become like almost like a 3-bedroom. That's something that is really value adding to this 2-bedroom right here. Just to break down the cost for I think doing up this entire extra bedroom and the changed kitchen, to hack down the entire kitchen and the yard to configure the space, that's going to cost you anywhere between the range of 10 to 20,000. Refurnishing it back with the aircon as well as the flooring, right down to the extra storeroom as well as the new kitchen, that's going to top up another extra 10,000 to 20,000 for you. Just doing this kitchen alone already saves you the extra cost of having to do it by yourself. You probably can have a saving of a good 30 to 40,000 over here.
The going gets tough, keep our heads up, can we talk about it?
For the living and dining, there really isn't much change. 3-seater L-shaped sofa over here. Very comfortable, very wide. You have like good viewing distance. For this particular 1109, you really can't compare it to the newer 2-bed, 2-bath, 600-700 square feet. Just because this particular one, I think it's more for their own stay consideration. If you really want a very comfortable space for your family, this is perfect for you and your wife as well as your kids. So we just mentioned that floor plans for 2-bed, 2-baths are actually at the 600 to 700 square feet. That's the evolution of the modern age 2-bed, 2-bath. More so that you get all the essentials in your 2-bed, 2-bath. But over the years, if we sort of backtrack a little bit, there are also different evolutions for the 2-bed, 2-bath, the 2010 era, 800 to 900 square feet of 2-bed, 2-bath. Those may come from boutique developments like Shanghai One, 883 square feet, separated living and dining area, which is also much more comfortable in terms of the spacing compared to the newer age ones. At the same time, you get the enclosed kitchen as well as comfortable sized bedrooms. You also have bay windows included in those developments as well. Then we travel back in time towards the 1990s, the 2000 eras, where you have this larger size 2-bedrooms where they are about 1,000 over square feet, which is going to give you a very comfortable space compared to the newer age ones at 600 to 700 square feet. And when you look at the 2-bed, 2-baths of the older types, which is this type, you're larger than some of the 3-bedrooms. Like if you were to compare to River Green 3-bedroom, River Green is a harmonized floor plan where you don't count for aircon latch as well as your square footage is counted from the middle of the wall. Those 3-bedrooms are going for at about 800 over square feet already. But this particular unit compared to them, we're much larger 2-bedroom. In fact, we can be a 2-bedroom converted in a 3-bedroom just because we have the extra size. So it really depends on what your intention of buying a 2-bedroom is. If you are probably an investor, you want to keep your quantum on the lower range, then the 600 to 700 square feet kind of quantum budget may suit you a little bit better just because you can have a higher rental yield. And if you're considering for own stay, maybe the other 2 categories of the 2010 era versus the 1990s era, these 2 may be one of your main considerations because it's going to be a lot more comfortable for you and your family. Now let me just show you the private quarter area. This will be your common bathroom, so they've really redone. It's like your 9茶风. I like the color scheme that they went with. Very neutral, very easy to take over, very, very timeless. Rain shower, ventilation window. Everybody loves ventilation window for your toilet. Regal shower basin as well as your Regal toilet bowl. And you have a venti cabinet over here, done up already. Good enough storage space, very durable countertop. And then we move back here. This particular room, okay, it must be quiet because this is the baby room. Although there's no baby now. But this particular room showcases the beauty of the older developments, because I want to flip Yijiang over here. Please come over here. Where do you get this curved kind of space anymore? You don't get this kind of architecture for the newer developments anymore. People who can appreciate the architecture would definitely find a very good use for this space. This is a very nice nursing area which the owners have already made it into. Otherwise, this can also be, I think, somewhere you can carve out a curved desk if I were to use it. This would be where my private man cave is. Don't disturb me. Computers on the wall and everything. Then over here, you just have a nook for the window area. This is also where you get that river-facing kind of view. Your living common room as well as your master bedroom do get to enjoy the same view. And you also have one more pocket window over here for this particular space. So you sort of choose to enclose this space for a private man cave. Then at least got ventilation here. Aircon is done up already. This is one of the few condos where I would say ceiling height is amazing because of my height. This is really, really very comfortable. You have enough space for a queen size bed over here. Lots of flexibility for you to play around with. Wardrobe has already been done up already. It's embedded in part of the wall. So this side, I think you don't have to worry about sort of it jutting out. And of course, the last room, the master bedroom. Master bedroom is very, very, very comfortable. King size bed, still space for 2 side tables. They've already done up the bed head, which is a fluted panel. Storage over here. This is actually quite deep. This side will be your dresser area. Of course, you want to switch it over to the other end. That can be done as well. Wardrobe is just right behind. Aircon is done up. The good thing is really, if you want to do a TV over here, you can just mount your TV. You still got more than enough walking space on this side. And of course, you have your master bathroom. They have the standing shower space over here. Ventilation window. They've already done pelmets for your toiletries here as well. Glass shower screen. Again, you have your regal toilet bowl. And this space, they haven't maximized this space yet. You still can put up vanity cabinets on top, but instead they wanted to have a more design factor. So they actually done up these little tilings which add a bit of texture towards the space. Over here, actually you can put his and her sink, but they've also kept it to one. Then on the lower cabinets, you have your storage space, of course, for your different toiletries needs. Because of the extra countertop space, everything is very well kept. You don't feel like it's too cluttered. And then you have another ventilation window right behind the door over here. So crosswind ventilation, don't have to worry about it getting too moldy or anything. Really perfect, very comfortable, only possible because you have 1109 square feet of space. And of course, for the last and final thing that we were talking about earlier is the pricing and how all this makes sense for any buyer that is coming towards the River Valley area right now. This particular 1109 square feet unit at Valley Park, 2-bedroom, already converted to 3-bedroom, is priced at $2.7 million. PSF about $2,474. Considerably, $2,474 is actually a steal right now in River Valley. So how do you make sense of it? First, we look at the 99-year developments. Irwell Hill Residences. 2-bedroom apartments there, sized at about 600 over square feet, is already asking $2 to $2.3 million, and their PSF is at the $3,000 range. Compared to the Avenue, which is one of the newest freehold developments that just TOP, 2-bedroom units over there going for about 807 square feet. Price ranges start from $2.78 million, going all the way up to $3.1 million for the higher floor units, about $3,400 to $3,500 per square foot. So if you compare Valley Park at $2,400 per square foot, that's going to give you a pricing disparity of $1,000 per square foot. And that is a very comfortable disparity to consider entering into one of the resale options versus, I think, the newer development. And if I were to flip it to consider between Irwell and here, based on the price quantum of Irwell, they're already above the $2 million range. So if you want to buy something that has that resistance to the Ballast curve effect for a leasehold property, then this particular unit at Valley Park possibly will give you, I think, the better option at just an extra top up of say $500,000 to $600,000. And by the PSF, you also have a $600 PSF price difference, which also puts you in a better position for PSF position wise. And the next sort of pricing protection that gives you that extra moat for this particular unit is the consideration versus the new launches. New launches like River Green, Promenade Peak, as well as Robertson Opus. But let's talk about Robertson Opus first. At $3,000 to about $3,001 per square foot, they're actually a very well-priced product in the market right now. Then the comparison between 2004 versus 3001 with that $700 per square foot price difference is going to give you that good amount of buffer. At the same time, if you would consider the 3-bedroom in Robertson Opus, they have already transacted for above $3 million. So in the whole entire River Valley area right now, if you want to find something that is of a 3-bed layout, you can't find anything that is below the $3 million mark for any mid-sized development. But if you want to hunt for the true pricing disparity, then something like this at a 2-bedroom layout where you have a sizable 1109 square feet, even able to convert it into a 3-bedroom, this is something that's going to stand out in the market just because we are really well below the $3 million mark. The 3-bedroom at Irwell Hill Residences, very compact size, 861 square feet, very efficient layout. They're already pricing themselves at 2.85 to 2.99 range, which means that it is also above this $2.7 million quantum and inching very closely towards the $3 million quantum mark already. So for Irwell Hill, they have to be below the $3 million mark just to give you the extra buffer between the freehold and 99-year comparison. So if you want to hunt for anything that is below $3 million for a 3-bedroom right now, then possibly you have to go for the 99-year developments. Or you can go for something like this, which is a 2-bedroom, 1109 square feet, equivalent or as good as a 3-bedroom size. If you really need a 3rd bedroom, then this particular unit has that 3rd bedroom already crafted out for you. So you also save on the renovation cost. And if you were to look within Valley Park itself, there are different price ranges from about 2.6 to where we are at 2.7. If you want to go for, I think, a more original condition or even something that is already well renovated but don't have the 3rd bedroom, then you're probably going to be buying in at the $2.6 million mark. But if you want to really just move in and find something that has already saved you that cost and you can embed the cost for renovation into your mortgage, which is a very low rate of 1.75% now, then this particular unit can be something that you can consider, which is already ready for you to move in immediately. Thank you for staying with us throughout this entire home tour. If you'd like to view this 2-bedroom unit, which has already been converted into a 3-bed, 2-bath, then do give our listing managers a call. The numbers are just right down below. Priced at $2.7 million for 1109 square foot at just $2,400 per square foot in the River Valley area right now. That is a steal for a 999-year development. Mid-size, very comfortable, well renovated, ready for you to move in. You don't have to touch up anything at all, just for you to take over the entire unit as it is. So if you do like our home tours, then do remember to like and subscribe to our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. To the next home tour, my name is Sebastian, PropertyLimBrothers. Always happy to show you place. Don't need too many people inside the kitchen. Most of the time, they say too many cooks spoil the soup. So cooking also means one person in the kitchen can already. Wow, that's a lot of information. I hope my viewers don't die from the information. Yeah. Please forgive me, because this is really how good this unit is. That's a wrap. Thank you for staying with us throughout PropertyLimBrothers.